Good morning to one and all. Today's topic is a subsurface investigation of groundwater. Detailed and comprehensive study of groundwater and the condition under which it occurs can be made only by subsurface investigation. Whether the information needed concern an aquifer or groundwater, for example, aquifer, its location, thickness, composition, permeability, and yield. For groundwater, its location, movement, and quality. Total quantitative data can be obtained from subsurface examination. Geologic log. A geologic log is constructed from sampling and examination of well cuttings collected at frequent intervals during the drilling of a well or test hole. Such log description of the geologic character and the thickness of each stratum encountered as a function of depth, thereby enabling aquifers to be delineated. It is a good practice to store sample of well cutting systematically. This is not only permit the detailed geological logs to be prepared, but also enabling grain size analysis and correlation with the other or nearby wells to be made after drilling finished. These are the geological logs. So this is a core. For example, this is the starting of the surface, and once drilling is going on from here to okay, it's continuously collecting the samples. Okay, like this. So each depth that depends on the okay like this they collected. Okay, so here we can clearly visible. So see here, so dark color and gray color. So for these color, which environment is present on particular depth, what is the size of the soil. Okay, so based on sieve analysis, we can do this type of work. Sometimes the samples are collected in a bags. Okay, so each interval they collected the samples and preserve the all samples particular depth from starting to ending. So like that. So after preserving the data, they are studied different purposes for stratigraphic analysis or paleontological analysis, for groundwater study, or any other purposes, oil, gas, or any mineral resources. So it depends on the process they collected the dependent purposes. They do the different types of study based on this geological log. So some of the geological logs they preserve in library also. So most of the countries they preserve entire soil. So because of after doing the study, so remaining logs they are preserved. Okay, for future understanding, or is there any future studies required? No need to do the again sample collection for that. So these are the sample preserved libraries. So this is one example of geological log interpretation. From see the bottom of siltstone, after that shale and iron patch, shale, silty shale, again stone iron, ironstone shale, silty shale, and nodular concretion, and like this, okay, entire log from top to bottom. Which type of formation is there, and what is the stratigraphy, and which type of soil also present is there, we can understand based on these geological log interpretation. Next one is a geophysical log. Geophysical log it is quite different from the geological log. Because of geological log we can see in naked eye, okay, entire sample. So after collection of the core, so but geophysical log we can't see the log, but we can't see the log. Okay, entered core, but we can observe lowering sensing device in a borehole recording the physical parameters. That is the thing that may be interpreted in terms of formation characteristics like groundwater quantity, quality, and movement, or physical structures of the borehole. The required information depends on the, for example, lithology and the stratigraphy correlation of aquifer and associated rocks. The possible logging technique is resistivity, sonic, and radioactive logs. And grain size purpose possible to relation formation of factor derived from resistivity logs also. Infiltration purpose time interval neutron logs. Salinity purpose resistivity log. Cementing purposes gamma and gamma logs. Permeability purposes log normal resistivity log. These are the different purposes in log. Now we see here resistivity log. Current and potential electrodes can be lowered to measure electrical resistivities of the surrounding media and to obtain a trace of their variation with depth. The result is resistivity log. Such a log is affected by fluid within a well, by well diameter, by the character of surrounding strata and groundwater. Four electrodes is there in a resistivity. So two potential measurement and two current electrodes. So it potential electrode constitute the system, record the curves are termed normal or lateral. Normal again divided short and long normal, and lateral is single one depending on the electrode arrangement here. For example, normal the spacing between this spacing between A and M, okay, a small distance, that is a normal, and a long normal is and curve spacing A M, it is larger than the normal, so the distance. And the point of spacing of a laterally A0 curves is taken as the distance A0 measured between A and a point midway between the electrodes M and N. That is the thing. See here, three types of the short normal and long normal and lateral. So the space between the A and M, okay, very short, and A and M longer than the this one. So it is somewhat okay distance and A0. Okay, so this is the electrical resistivity survey diagram. Next one is a spontaneous potential logging. This method measures natural this method measures the natural electrical potentials found within the earth. Measurements usually in millivolts are obtained from a recording potentiometer connected to two like electrode is lowered in an uncased wells and other the connected the ground surface. The potentials are primarily produced by electrochemical cells formed the electrical conductivity. Differences of drilling mud and groundwater where the boundaries are permeable zone intersect a borehole. Potential values range from 0 to several hundred millivolts. Potentials, spontaneous potential resulting from electrochemical potential can be expressed by this equation. Sp is equal to minus 64.3 plus 0.2390 log rho f by rho w. Here, rho f is the drilling fluid resistivity in ohm meters, and rho w is the groundwater resistivity in rho m. Generally, T represent the temperature, degree centigrade. So here the resistivity and hence salinity of groundwater can be determined by using the spontaneous potential law. See here the diagrammatic representation. So potential, spontaneous potential. If the varies of the particular formation in depth, so peak, so potential values decreases, and shale and is there any say, formation, the potential value is increases. So, so here both shales present and top and bottom. Okay, so for that same curve is it shows here. So in between the reservoir sand is there. So for that it decreases. So decreases means it allows the water. So high porous media is present. For that is water is a water table maybe chances is there. So here so this is the one probe. Okay, entered into the okay and bore well and sees bore wells. So it releases the potential electrodes. Okay, after deflection we can get this type of data. So here the potential meter also here okay we have to arrange on the surface references electrode also we have to insert here, and next one is probe is entered into this. So next one is the radiation logging. Radiation logging, also known as nuclear or radioactive logging, involves the measurement of fundamental particles emitted from unstable radioactive isotopes. Logs having application to groundwater are natural gamma, and neutron. Natural gamma logging. Rocks are emitted natural gamma radiation. A record of this constitutes a natural gamma log. The radiation originates from unstable isotopes of potassium, uranium, and thorium. In general, the natural gamma activity of clay formation is significantly higher than the quartz sand and carbonate rocks. That is important. The most important application to groundwater hydrology is identification of lithology, particularly clay or shale bearing sediments, which possesses the highest gamma intensity. See here is the one of the probe. Okay, the vessels of sodium iodide crystals connected to the photo multiplier to count the photons produced through the capture of gammas as they pass through the scintillation system. Next one is the gamma and gamma logging. Gamma radiations originated from a source of probe and recorded after it's backscattered and attenuated within the borehole, and the surrounding formation constitutes a gamma log. The source probe generally contains cobalt 60 cm 137, which is shielded from sodium iodide built into the probe. The primary application of gamma logs are identification of lithology and measurement of bulk density and porosity of rock. So this is the natural gamma log. Sorry. Okay. So each once the log does enter into the probe enter into the well. Okay, it releases the uh, uh, gamma rays and it touches the surface subsurface regions and it gives the reflection data. So here each formations and depends on the depth the rays differs. Okay, based on this we have to correlate with the geological log. Then after correlation we can identify the each depth which type of material is present, and sand where it is present till sand gravel and these different formations and clay. Okay, depends on the okay depth and which increasing of the radioactivity and decreasing of the radioactivity, increasing of the radioactivity, like that we can collect. So after collection this data we should be correlate the and presence of the local geological log. Then only we can consider the entire formation. So next one is the temperature logging. Temperature logging is very important. Okay, so it is a very simple. In natural gamma and gamma logging, neutral logging, what we do, we send the probe to in subsurface. But here, thermometer we send into the subsurface here. Temperature logging, a vertical transverse measurement of groundwater temperature in a well, can be radially obtained with a recording resistance thermometer. Such data can be valued in analyzing subsurface conditions. Ordinarily, temperature will increase with the depth in accordance with the geothermal gradient, amounting to roughly 3 degrees centigrade for each 100-meter depth. Abnormally cold temperature may indicate the presence of gas in deep wells, may suggest a recharged ground surface. So there are few miscellaneous logging techniques. Is there television logging, a convenient tool with increasing use is a television camera lowered in a well, specially designed wide angle cameras, typically less than 7 centimeters in diameter, and equipped with lights and provided continuous visual inspections of borewell. The videotape recorded interior can be preserved. These are the cameras. Okay, so by using of this, we can and this camera entered into the borewell and recorded the entire vision. Next one is the acoustic logging. Acoustic or sonic logging measures the velocity of sound through the surrounding and uncased fluid filled hole. Sound velocity in a rock is governed by the velocity of the rock matrix and the fluid filling the pore space. Therefore, the greater the porosity, the closer the measured sound velocity approaches that of the fluid. Chief application of this acoustic log include determining the depth and thickness of porous zone, imitating the porosity, identifying fractures, and determining the bonding cement between the casing and the formation. See are the sonic, okay, sensor determination probe. Okay, so once this entire instrument enter into the subsurface, it releases the sounds. So based on sound, which type of material is present, we can identify. Thank you for watching.